Thank you so much for tuning in to DCRE TV. We have a great interview for you today. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab some coffee for me and my interviewee. Be right back. So I just grabbed some coffee from my favorite coffee shop in Philadelphia, otherwise known as Federal Donuts. If you've never been to Federal Donuts, they got a shop on Sampson Street that you have to check out. I got these coffees for my two interviewees today that I'm gonna be interviewing and providing their amazing story to you all. Thanks a lot for supporting DCRE. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and push that notification button. Marcus, thanks a lot for coming out here.
No problem.
If you don't mind telling the people, who you are.
Marcus Duley, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm the Chief Investment Officer at Walker Dunlop Investment Partners.
Tell the audience where your family originated from and give us a little insight into the family dynamics.
My family's from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Born and raised. I believe my grandparents came from the South, like many folks, of African-American descent. And so Charleston, South Carolina, in Virginia. So eventually my grandparents moved to the Philadelphia area. So I'm from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Born, raised in Germantown. My parents, I have my mom and dad, thankfully they're still here. They're now moved to New Jersey like myself. I have an older sister. She's about 7 years older. She's a physician. And I have a younger brother. He's 2 years younger than me. He's also a physician, but he focuses on public health.
So it's 3 kids. Your parents have 3 kids.
3. I'm the middle.
You're the middle. So your older sister is a physician. Your younger brother is a physician. And you're a chief investment officer.
Correct.
Okay. I think you guys highlighted overachieving kids. Did your parents hone in education super important to you at a young age? I mean, for the 3 of you to be so successful in life, especially coming from Germantown, I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, education is very important for my parents. I went to middle school or grade school in actually Society Hill. I'm not sure if you know where Society Hill is, but I went to Catholic school all my life, beginning in first grade, and you have to pay money.
Right.
And so my parents wanted to make that sacrifice and put their kids through private school or Catholic school.
Right.
Really because of education. Yeah, my mom's a voracious reader, so is my dad. It's just about expectations. And so, in being brought up, it wasn't trying to achieve success.
Right.
The expectation is to learn, right, to do well.
So to piggyback off the education part, tell me about, let's go to high school. Like, what kind of kid were you in high school?
I went to a local school in Philadelphia called St. Joe's Prep.
Okay.
It's an all-boys private Catholic school.
Okay.
I actually went there on scholarship, so full scholarship. My parents did not have to pay tuition. I had to maintain a certain grade point average, and I did that, but I was able to get a scholarship there and meet wonderful people across various backgrounds. And if you don't know, one of the things that the prep prides itself on is having people from diverse backgrounds, and not necessarily just racially diverse, but diverse from across the city.
Okay.
In fact, my class only had about 8 Black students in my class across about 200 students, but there was still tremendous diversity across the Philadelphia region. As a student, I'm the same person then as I am today, right? I like people, I like learning. I considered myself, in retrospect, sort of a Renaissance man because on the one hand, I played chess. I was captain of the chess team. Really? Some would say that that's, kind of nerdy.
Nerds. We love nerds.
On the other hand, I was very active in sports. I played football. Yeah. I wrestled in high school.
Oh, you wrestled?
And really tried to be a part of the community. And I think a lot of what I am today is attributed to my high school experience at St. Joe's Prep.
Are you still good at chess?
I am not as good as I used to be because I don't practice as much, but I'm still pretty good.
Could you hold your own in a fight?
Very important people, and he just, oh my God, what the?
As far as wrestling is concerned?
Yes.
Okay. And
if I had to fight, I don't think anybody wants to fight.
And what's your favorite football team?
Eagles.
Okay.
You'd have to end this right now if I answered any other way.
Just want to make sure you were going to say any other names. What college did you go to and why did you go there?
Easy question as to why. I got a full scholarship. Okay. So I got a full academic scholarship to Loyola College, Loyola University. And actually, in fact, I wanted to go to University of Miami, and not for any good reason other than weather and parties. And my parents would not let me go that far.
Of course.
Because my sister went to Spelman in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't want to deal with the distance. But even more importantly, free versus you got some money, but not all, you're going to go there. So I ended up going to Loyola, which was a great choice. Actually, one of my best friends also went to Loyola, and we roomed together for the first couple of years.
From one city to the next city, what was that experience like?
It's great to obtain freedom from your parents.
Okay.
And so with that freedom, I must admit, there were times I did not always go to school or go to class, rather.
There you go. So now we have the truth.
I enjoyed the social aspect, but also was fairly studious. I had the opportunity to study abroad as well, which was great. I actually studied for a year in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, learned Spanish, which was one of the things that was on my checklist to accomplish. And I majored in international business with a minor in Spanish.
Awesome. So then, so after graduating from college, what was your first job coming out of school?
First job was with Black & Decker, a division of Black & Decker DeWalt. It was a marketing position. It was called the Swarm Team. So we would, quote unquote, swarm job sites to sell DeWalt power tools or market DeWalt power tools. It was a pretty fun job because it was a lot of freedom. First job out of school, everyone was young, the culture was fantastic, but it wasn't something that I really wanted to do. And even more importantly, I had moved to North Jersey. Part of the job, they gave me a car, which sounds great. Okay, you get a company car, but there's strings attached to it. That car was a yellow pickup truck with the words DeWalt on there. Okay, so it's my personal car, but incredibly hard to date when you pull up in that yellow DeWalt pickup truck. When you go to the supermarket, someone wants to talk to you about power tools, someone on the job. When you go to any type of store or restaurant, someone may come up to you and say, "Oh, you work for DeWalt." So that I didn't enjoy.
So you representing DeWalt everywhere you went?
Everywhere I went.
Okay.
They paid me to be a billboard.
True. What was the next job after that?
After that, I was living in North Jersey. I had left DeWalt to go back home and move back in with my parents. And actually, there was an interim in between that just in that transition, I actually went back home and I couldn't find a job immediately. I actually worked at a department store called Strawbridge's, similar to Macy's. And I did that for a month during Christmas. And I realized this is really, really terrible.
That's terrible.
For me. Right. I mean, it wasn't something that I wanted to do because I was putting on similar dress down to sell clothing, and not that that's something bad, but it was something that I wanted to do, and it was an interim step because our mom said you need to find a job.
Right.
And so the plan was to go back to grad school, but I had needed to find another job. So I interviewed with the Vanguard Group.
Okay.
So after the seasonal job at Strawbridge's, I went to work at the Vanguard Group as a client service representative. And with that, you have to get your Series 63 and your 6 license. And it's a call center job where you're taking calls and helping people with their 401k. So you're processing their trades, answering questions surrounding their retirement investments. And, it was an interesting time because this was around 2000, 2001. So you had the tech bubble. So a lot of people had their money in their mutual funds, their retirement, and then you had valuations drop. So I was doing that, and that was, again, a fine job, but I always knew I was going to go back to grad school. So after Vanguard, I enrolled in Temple University in an MBA program.
First of all, shout out to Vanguard, they're a local Philly-based firm.
Yes.
And then Temple University. So walk me through that process. You get your MBA at Temple University. Could you intern anywhere to get your final job? How did you get that?
I did have an internship. And so the program I was in at Temple was also a combination with MS and Management Information Systems, or e-business. And my internship was with another local company, Subaru. They're based in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And it was in their e-marketing or e-business department. And so I did that for a year. So I did a summer internship and then switched to part-time during my final year.
How did you get to where you're at now? The starting point being Temple University, you graduate. What's the job after the graduation?
So I realized I didn't want to be in information systems, any business. I don't know, maybe I should have done that in retrospect.
You have ruined my life.
But I wanted to work in finance, not necessarily real estate. I wanted to work in finance.
Right.
And in 2002 into 2003, it was a pretty tough job market. And I decided either I'm going to work in finance or I'm going to go to law school.
Oh, okay.
And so I took in my LSATs and I was prepared to apply for law school. And I was also had the opportunity to interview at Wachovia Bank. Okay. And so Wachovia Bank had a real estate associate program. So it was finance. It wasn't necessarily real estate based, but I tangentially was involved in real estate through my experience with DeWalt. But, I had no desire necessarily to be in real estate. It was just, okay, this is a finance job. It's a job that's going to pay me what I think I need.
Okay.
Or the alternative is I'm going to go to law school.
Okay.
And so I accepted a position at Wachovia in their real estate associate program.
Right.
It was a training program where you did a rotation through underwriting, you did a rotation through relationship management or sales, and you did a rotation through portfolio management, or some call it asset management. And then after that, I was slated to be an underwriter or credit manager.
There seems to be, I want the audience to kind of understand the steps that it took to become, someone at your level as a CIO. It's not just a straight path. It's kind of maybe a zigzag pattern. So it sounds like you started, very early on at Black & Decker. You moved over to, the other company, Strawbridge's. So you kept on going kind of hopscotch towards this position that you're at now. So once you got to Wachovia, what was the next transition from there?
Yeah, sure. That back and forth was very early on when I got out of school. And then when I was at Wachovia, I've always been ambitious. I wanted to progress.
Okay.
In terms of responsibility and in terms of compensation, quite frankly. And
I hate to interrupt. Do you think that back and forth earlier on because you may not have had that role model or that guidance, or was there something that you didn't? There was some disconnect where you kind of had to figure out on your own, and once you did figure it out, that's when you kind of just accelerated through the process or the path?
No, but I think you surround yourself with people that are like-minded. Okay. And I was fortunate to work with, at Wachovia and throughout people that were like-minded, and we were always pursuing something better.
Okay.
And so for me, when something became easy or wasn't challenged, then you kind of look to the next thing. And you also look for the next step in terms of your financial goals as well. And so one of the things that happened at Wachovia or the tipping point was all the internal promotions and salary information. That was you could see that in an internal HR system. And I was promoted to credit manager 2, which I thought was great, and it was great. And the posted salary band was more than what my increase was as a result of the promotion. Mm. And that just didn't really sit right with me. You're publishing internally a salary band, you promote me, you give me an increase, and my increase is still, in my mind, significantly below what the internal posting was.
Yeah. Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So that was the tipping point, but I'd already had in the back of my mind that I may have wanted to look for something else. I felt that in order to progress in that world at that time would require me to relocate to where their headquarters was in Charlotte, North Carolina. Probably a great thing that I left anyway. Subsequently, they collapsed, but it's a great place to be. I started looking at, I wanted to be in real estate. I knew real estate, and I think one of the things that you have to do is become an expert in something. You have to be able to offer value.
I see your value now.
And as you move up the ranks, it's not about how can I learn? It's about what can I offer you?
Right.
And so I wanted to be in real estate private equity.
Okay.
That was what I wanted to do. And I saw a job posting for LEM Mezzanine, and I applied to the job to be vice president position for due diligence and underwriting.
Wow.
And so I applied, and in 2006, I joined LEM. It was called at the time LEM Mezzanine.
Okay. Wow. And then you stayed there for how long?
I was there for 15 years.
Oh, okay. So that was
15 years.
Big breakthrough. And then let's talk about your current employer, who you working with now. They mentioned it earlier, but.
So I work for Walker Dunlop Investment Partners.
Right.
And so we call it WDIP. And WDIP is a division of the broader Walker and Dunlop. We are the investment manager, a registered investment advisor. So we invest on behalf of institutions, high net worths, foundations into real estate through both debt and equity strategies.
And tell me what like a typical day is for a CIO at a real estate private equity firm.
In the transaction-based business, there is no typical day.
Okay.
I would say that, but generally speaking, spend a lot of time reviewing investment memos, working with the team in terms of asset management responsibilities. So asset management also reports up through me.
Okay.
Right now we're fundraising, so I spend a lot of time working on fundraising pitches. No day is typical. Usually your days kind of you have your plan,
Yeah.
and then you have your day.
Okay.
So I always have a plan, but then I have my day.
Right.
And, the way our system works, our calendar system works is someone can request or put a meeting on your calendar at any given point in time. So you have to, so it's like, okay, I'll take that meeting.
Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. We have a brief announcement giving you, the viewers, an opportunity to support this program. If you've enjoyed this type of content, which highlights the achievements of a diverse set of professionals, you can support by clicking on one of the payment app links in the description below. I'm a Black man with a plan who teamed up with another skilled brother, and we've decided that there's not enough stories being shared of successful and progressive diverse individuals. For instance, if you haven't caught on already, I'm from Philly, and if you're from Philly too, see if you can answer these 3 questions. Who was the most popular Black actor from Philly? Okay, who is the most successful and well-known rapper to recently come out of the city of Philadelphia? Last one. Who is the most famous and highest paid comedian to come out of Philly? Now, you didn't even have to be from the city of brotherly love to know the answer to those questions, because anyone that's been paying attention to the American culture for the past decade knows who these fine gentlemen are. And it's a testament to the talent in the city I call home. Now, look, I'm not trying to name drop, although I just did, but it helps provide context for the next set of questions. Check this out. Can you name one minority individual from the city of Philadelphia who has served or currently serving as a chairman or CEO of a Fortune 500 company? Who is the most successful minority banker, venture capitalist, and or entrepreneur to come out of Philly? Currently, who is considered one of the most distinguished minority educators, lawyers, accountants, doctors, or my personal favorite, commercial real estate developer in the city of Philadelphia? Don't know? Well, I don't know either, but I'm on a mission to find these individuals, interview them, and ensure that we all know who's who going forward. Okay, now that you get my drift, here's your opportunity to support the ongoing efforts to highlight a diverse set of professionals and to inspire the next generation. Eventually, we're looking to go across the country to speak with you or someone you know at the top of their game in their respective industry and has significant community involvement. Please contact me on LinkedIn right now. Remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for the latest videos on this channel. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the video.
So I'm going to read you some notes. I want you to tell me which friend this is, okay?
Oh man, I might fail this. Hope my friends don't see this. Okay.
Okay, I first met Marcus Duley in September of 1995. We were both freshmen at Loyola College in Baltimore. Unlike a lot of our classmates, Marcus and I were both on scholarship, and we were no strangers to Pell Grants or student loans. I remember looking around the room at orientation and feeling like I had nothing in common with anyone there. That was until I met Marcus. Admittedly, at first glance, the son of a Polish immigrant
Yeah, definitely.
and an African American from Philly may seem like an unlikely combination, but even though we had different backgrounds, we formed an instant connection. Name that friend.
Mike Brookie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike Brookie.
That's your boy?
It's my boy.
Okay.
30 years, go on 30 years strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We got another friend.
I think the Polish immigrant gave it away too.
Yeah. There's something that has to give. Yeah.
It's one of my best friends.
Okay. How about this one? I've known Marcus Duley for over 30 years. Marcus has always been sharp and focused on his goals, but he always knows how to keep the most important thing, and that is his family. Long work hours are part of all positions of leadership. However, Marcus knows when it's time to invest in people he loves the most. I've seen him take great pride in his children's achievements and endeavors. He has even taken it upon himself to coach his daughter, Isabel's basketball team. He beams with pride when he and his lovely wife, Minnie, cheer on their son, Isaiah, when at one of his many athletic events. Shuffled in between those moments are the great excursion he makes with his immediate and extended family.
That's got to be Quentin Jones.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that your boy, Quinn?
Yeah, we met at the prep. We've been friends, I guess, almost going on 35 years. One of the other, eight black folks in my class.
All right, how about this one? Last one. I've had the pleasure of knowing Marcus for over 30 years, and I'm excited to see him being recognized for his incredible achievements. Marcus is more than just a friend. He's like a brother to me. We attended both high school and college together. He also is the godfather to my sons, which speaks to the level of trust I have in him.
Eugene Bell.
Okay.
Just like those are all my boys.
Okay, you got that. Okay,
Again,
cool.
St. Joe's Prep. We actually lived together at Loyola. So yeah.
Okay, cool. No, I just wanted to go over that. So now let's switch gears. It's
Glad I got them all right.
Yeah. I figured you would. It's got to keep on reading on.
Right.
So let's talk about, we talked about your career and how you got to where you are now. So let's talk about some of your involvement in your job or in your career, mainly being what I would put an emphasis on. The reason why I'm doing this channel is D&I. So D&I commercial real estate. I mean, how would you grade it today?
C.
That's terrible.
The fact of the matter is there's not a lot of diversity in commercial real estate.
Yeah. Now, what do you feel about the efforts that have been made thus far over the past, I would say, 3 years?
I'm not grading the effort. I need to grade the result. If you study hard and you still get a C, kudos for you for studying hard, but, it produced a C, and maybe that's the best you can do. I don't know. I'd say that there's more room for and there's a lot of reasons why there's not a lot of diversity in commercial real estate. And commercial real estate is very broad. It's also very entrepreneurial.
Right.
And to be entrepreneurial, you need capital.
Right.
Tremendous capital barriers for diverse people to enter commercial real estate, and then those capital barriers are significant.
Right.
I'd say also being aware of the industry in and of itself. We talked about earlier. I just wanted a job in finance. And I think a lot of people like myself, we ended up in real estate. We didn't necessarily have a goal to be in real estate.
Okay.
I just happened to be, get a job out of school that was focused on real estate. And so I think there's not an awareness of what the industry is. And if you're not, if you don't have a neighbor that's a broker or a neighbor that's in real estate or for you just don't know.
Right.
In fact, even today, ever since I got in commercial real estate specifically, if I tell someone I'm in real estate, 9 times out of 10, they're asking me about selling their home. Right. That is a facet of real estate, but it's not commercial real estate. But the expectation is, okay, you must be a residential real estate agent. Right. And so I don't think there's a general awareness of that as a career path and what it really means. I mean, it's just such a broad area. Right. Being in real estate is like saying being in finance.
That's a good point. All right. So then I'm sure the audience will want to hear, what is Walker and Dunlop doing in efforts to improve D&I or diverse talent?
So Walker Dunlop has a tremendous commitment to D&I. In fact, its diversity is part of senior management goals. So we've set goals. We have a system to measure those goals, which are all published, all public company. And if those goals aren't achieved, you know, it impacts people's pockets, right? So you have to achieve these. So I think, you know, there's tremendous senior level, executive level support at the Walker Dunlop level behind diversity and inclusion.
Okay. Are you executive for any ERGs? Ed?
We have many ERGs. So we have an ERG that's focused on the Black employees. We have ERG that's focused on employees from LGBTQ community. We have ERGs for Latino. So we have a bunch of ERGs, and they're supported by the firm as well.
Okay. And do you feel that they're doing a better job or doing a good job at all of recruiting diverse talent?
I think making effort, certainly making a strong push, and it's important from the CEO down.
So tell me a little about your family here in Philadelphia, meaning your immediate family.
My whole family's from Philadelphia. If you're from the area, you know that if you're on the Pennsylvania side of the Philadelphia MSA, you usually stay on the Pennsylvania side.
Yeah.
If you're on the New Jersey side of the Philadelphia MSA, usually you stay on the Jersey side. My whole family moved to New Jersey. So both my parents live in South Jersey, so does my sister, and so does my brother.
And tell me a little bit about your wife.
My wife's name is Minnie.
Okay.
In November, will be our 19th wedding anniversary. So
congratulations.
Getting close to 20.
Okay.
We met actually at Temple University. I was a grad student. She was an undergrad. And I did a brief stint as a student guard, if you will. Basically, my job was to look at IDs as students entered the building. And I thought this was great. I could study and, you know, make a little bit of money and study.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how incredibly difficult it is to spend 8 hours every day at all types to actually get some studying done. But long story short, checking IDs, her and a bunch of her friends came through, and it was a group of girls and guys, and one of them said, "That girls over here, they like you," and I'm just laughing to myself like, he's just messing around with these girls, and Minnie came up to me actually, and we sort of hit it off from there. What makes it really interesting is my wife is actually from India.
Okay.
She was born in India.
Okay.
And she came over to the U.S. when she was 9 years old.
Wow.
So it's interesting household of crossing, cross-culture household.
Yeah, what was that like?
It was good.
Meeting her family, and have you ever been to India?
I have been to India.
Cool.
I've been to India. Went to India about a little over 10 years ago. And when we went, my son was 1 year old. That was a challenge. Such a long flight, so much travel. And my daughter was 3. So we've been to India. We haven't been back, but we will have to go back at some point in time. And it was a great experience. But, you know, for me, I like different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in South America. Wife's from India.
Right.
Best friend from Poland. I like people.
Right.
I find different cultures very, very interesting and fascinating. And it doesn't bother me if you are sitting having a conversation in another language.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't bother me if you're talking. That doesn't bother me at all.
And you also like to travel too.
I love traveling.
Okay. Your favorite vacation spot?
I really like Caribbean vacation.
Okay.
So when I can sit on the beach and do nothing, and it's the only time I drink fruity cocktails and feel cool about it. So whether that's Jamaica or whether that's Cancun, I really, really like those types of vacations.
Nice.
Try to take at least 2 a year, family vacations. The other place I really like is Orlando. And I said Orlando, not Disney, because there's more to do in Orlando than just Disney, right? And me and my family, we try to go down there once a year and go to some amusement parks. Really enjoy, Orlando has some great outdoor stuff you can do as well, being so close to the Everglades.
Okay.
So I like Orlando, and I can't wait to start traveling internationally with my kids.
Okay.
I got the opportunity to go to Spain with my wife. That was wonderful. Wasn't prepared yet to bring my kids, but recently we just got back from Mexico for spring break, and we went to see the ruins, Chichen Itza, and my kids enjoyed it. And I said to my wife, I think they're ready for some more cultural trips.
That's awesome.
So we're going to start doing that. But I don't have a favorite place, because once you have a favorite place, you go back there too much and won't go to other places, I think.
Okay. I like that perspective. And then what would you say would be your favorite holiday and why?
Christmas.
Christmas? Okay.
Probably Christmas. I actually like giving gifts. I like receiving too, don't get me wrong, but I enjoy, that shopping all online, but shopping nonetheless for my kids, for my wife, for my parents. Christmas was great as a kid growing up.
Okay.
I believed in Santa Claus. He was magical, was able to share that magic with my kids. They no longer believe, but, they still want their gifts, right? So I still say, go give to Santa. Hey, be good for Santa. Look at me like I'm crazy. So Christmas is probably my favorite. If I had to do a close second, would be Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And Thanksgiving is actually, I like that because it's the opposite of Christmas. There's no obligation other than to get together and eat.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. That's one of my favorites. And then are you watching anything interesting on Netflix, or are you reading any interesting books, or listening to any interesting podcasts?
I watch things that are interesting to me. I don't know if they're of interest of others. And on Netflix, right? I think it's Netflix or Hulu. I can't remember what. Yeah, I have so many.
Yeah, we all do.
Watching a show called The Old Man.
Okay.
It's with Jeff Bridges. It's just one of these thrillers.
Okay.
It's I watched Blacklist, which is pretty good. Something interesting. I like Ancient Aliens. That my wife can't stand that I watch it, but I can watch it all day. That's kind of my nerd side.
Oh, okay. So sci-fi.
It's definitely sci-fi. It's definitely.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah, I have a pretty broad spectrum of things that I like to watch.
Okay. Cool.
Watching Snowfall, which is a urban drama.
Oh yeah, down there in Atlanta. I remember seeing a little bit about that. So I'm gonna hit you with a one-liner, you hit me with a one-word or two-word, or max 3 words to describe or answer the question, okay? So, first, who are the most influential people in your life?
My parents.
Out of the two, which one influenced you the most?
It's equal.
It's even?
I love my kids equally. I love my parents equally. They're people influence for me.
Okay. What's your favorite meal prepared by your wife?
Chicken biryani.
Okay. She said that too, by the way. Just give me a few names of people that you would like to shout out that helped you get to where you are. Just a few names.
My wife, my parents, my friends, my family. Everybody's an influence.
Okay. Okay then.
In real estate, probably Jay Eisner, Herb Miller, and LEM Capital. I spent 15 years there. I learned a tremendous amount under them, and really that was the core of, the foundation and me developing in this space, both in the debt side and equity side.
In as shortest way possible, what advice would you give your younger self? If you could go back in time.
Do you want to know what it is?
It's a journey. I think what I would tell myself is be patient, be persistent, and keep on going. I'd reiterate that. And I think the more challenging time was that pivot from, working at Vanguard and not really knowing what I wanted to do, and still not sure what I wanted to do, being uncertain, and then having an opportunity with Wachovia to be in real estate. That was an opportunity, and I was prepared I'm really bad at rapid fire.
No, that's fine. It's fine. No,
It's like favorite color. That's rapid fire. Blue.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
There you go. Okay. We'll end it on that note. End it on a positive note, rapid fire. Well, Marcus, thanks a lot for coming out here today.
Thank you for having me.
Sharing your story with us in the world. We'd love to have you back sometime soon. So we got to do this again sometime.
Yeah. Thank you.